What is up, everybody? nicklegostava here, about to be taking a look at Transformers Target exclusive Earthrise Thrust. You heard me, another store exclusive. You know, Target is the only one that's going to be carrying Thrust, another mainstay of Season 2 cast of G1. But without further ado, let's get into the review right here. So I search the stores days and days. I go on the search for many of these figures, especially all these ridiculous store exclusives. But it's what you got to do if you want the new Transformers line. That's just how they do things nowadays. So many store exclusives. But here's Thrust. He's a cone head. They do kind of fake that out with the same transformation scheme as Starscream. One gripe. Actually, I never posted my Starscream review, but I'll mention it now. I wish that there was another hinge on the back here to angle this down more on the back, because you see it from the front. That's my main gripe with this mold and like the Starscream mold, because much carries over from that to this. But I mean, you want Thrust? This is the Thrust you get with Earthrise. I think Siege had one as well. But I prefer the Earthrise over a lot of the Siege figures. For the ones I'm able to get, I did end up picking up a Siege Ironhide because, you know, they had to pull store exclusives, and that was an online exclusive, and people are charging ridiculous prices. Just kind of going over some of the articulation here. All these new figures are very articulated. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be quality control issues with this one. It seems to be pretty nice. Everything moves. It's not too tight. It's not too loose. So hopefully they're up in their game with that, especially with some of these store exclusives that are going to be a little more limited because they're only in one store. It's ridiculous. These back pieces don't seem to pop off as easy as on my other figures. On my other figures. And before, that's so weird. What? That's painted right there. So there's paint over black plastic. That's to give that matte black look. That's strange. That is something I just noticed in doing this review. But before I get into the transformation, I want to do a bunch of size comparisons here of different thrusts and different things. Oh, the box, the most important part, man. Ah! Yep, this is the box. I mean, you could already see there's dust on it for being in my room 10 seconds. Yep, great artwork on the side. It's an Earthrise box. Yep. Cybertronian villains that are exclusive to Target because screw you. I wasn't able to get freaking Skywarp and Thundercracker. I wasn't able to get them. But here he is with Soundwave, with his fellow Seeker Starscream, with Armada Thrust. I like to throw in size comparisons from different generations. But there he is. You can see how much more quality of a figure Earthrise is here. Much more articulated than this Armada Thrust. But something that's hilarious that I want to point out. There's an episode of Armada called Thrust in the Meadow. That name was just hilarious. Oh my god, Thrust in the Meadow. What a name for an episode. Yeah, it's not a review of him as his minicon falls off. And then one more. This is a deluxe. That's also a deluxe, but it's almost the size of a Voyager because, you know, 10-year difference. There's... damn it. I know him. I know it, but it's not at the top of my head right now. I know who this is. Skytread. Skytread. I knew it. It was right on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, there's deluxe Skytread, Armada Thrust, and Earthrise Netflix Soundwave, and Starscream. So there's size comparisons. I like to throw in a lot of those, but let's get right down into transformation and vehicle mode. Now, I'm so glad it doesn't have also one more thing on the face sculpt here. There was the 2-pack for Dirge and Ramjet. Of course, it's another exclusive. You know how they love to do those exclusives, but right here, this part is just still such a worrisome part of transformation. I almost don't even want to transform him because of that hinge right there. It's just such thin plastic on both of those. It leaves that gap there. it's just, I mean, this is a good figure, don't get me wrong, but they just really could have done a few more things. It's always just a few minor things with these Earthrise and Siege figures that if they change, whether it be color choices, that they really could just do things perfectly, or just a few different mold choices. And also the ugly-ass pegged wheels on smoke screen mold and all that. So yeah, that's annoying. Oh wait, no. You see, I don't. No instructions for me when I transform my figures. I just figure it out. I know it's the same as Starscream. I've transformed Starscream a couple times, but that rocks back. I think they painted over the black plastic in some of these parts to give it a matte black look. It's just kind of a weird thing for them to do. And it's kind of throwing me off. I'm not used to that strangeness. You also don't have wrist swivel, unlike the Siege one. I don't have the Siege one, but I know it has wrist swivel. I'm pretty sure that continued over from the Siege Starscream. But that is one articulation point you lose on there. That doesn't want to clip in. Does not want to clip in. I was saying, hey, it didn't have quality control issues with this figure, but I may have spoke too soon. Leave it to Hasbro. I might not even be able to transform him because of that. I think I might have to saw something down, clip something that's not pushing in, no matter what I do. Let's try. No, it's not wanting to work out there. What the hell is going on? I'm trying to make this entertaining and quick. Oh. There we go. It was my dumbass. There was like one little clip in the way. But it happens. This is what it happens when you transform Transformer without instructions. These hinge back. These legs flip around. I'm going to try not to click that in all the way because I am going to transform them right back into robot mode to put them on the shelf right after this review. But I said I was going to do it, and I'm doing it. Also, I'm pretty sure they remolded that differently. Let's check. Yes, they did mold the knees differently. So nice. I'm glad that they went the extra mile with some of the stuff in remolding them from the other Seeker mold to make it a little more standout, which I do appreciate. And we're almost there. We're almost there, folks. Hopefully we're still doing pretty good on time. I can finish this and hopefully not have to piece two 4K clips together because that likes to take its sweet time. That wants to not tab in. And there you go. There is thrusting in his jet mode. I'm not going to plug these in overtly just to not make them loose. I'm just going to keep them plugged in robot mode for most of its time in existence. But there he is in vehicle mode right there. I'm not going to be able to transform Starscream in the time limit of this video for that. But yes, there he is. Lots of remolding. You can see on the wings, that would be the wings in Starscream. So glad they went the extra mile and really made him how he's supposed to be. But that painting over the black plastic is such a strange, they do strange things so often. Does anybody else notice that? It's like, why is that even like that? I'm actually going to put the toes out so then I can have the jet standing up. Look at that. It's a standing jet with feet. But there he is. Here's Soundwave and Armada Thrust right by him. But there you go. This was my review of this. You know, it's just kind of an overview. It's the same mold as Starscream. I don't know if I'll post that review first or not. Might redo that. And like I said, I'll announce this right at the end here. The Gigawatt review will contain a giveaway. So there's that. Keep your eye open for that. Make sure you have notifications on. If you like the videos and want to see more, be sure to drop a like. If you're new, watch other videos. Decide if you want to subscribe. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye.